Fall to the floor.
Thanks to Banggood.com for sending me out the brand new Emax BabyHawk R Pro 2.5. You can get it in bind and fly or plug and play version. This is the bind and fly version, which comes with the FR Sky D8 receiver with RSSI. Check your link in the description below to pick one of these up. Now, what do you get in the box? You get a spare set of propellers. And I tell you what, these props are really sharp. They look like batarangs. Look at them. They're funny looking things, but they're sharp. Just be careful when you're putting them on and off, okay? So get extra screws and bolts and a little controller for the camera, but it's a bit useless because there's no wire for the camera. And if you were to change any of the OSD settings in the camera, you would need to take it out, plug in a battery, make your own harness and change the settings that way. But no, you don't have to do that. You can do it through your transmitter. What you want to do after you've bound the quadcopter up, plug the battery in, make sure your transmitter's on, do not arm the quadcopter, whatever you do. Go to mid throttle and you're to your left. That'll be you in the main setting of the OSD. Disable all of the OSD and that should just use the built-in OSD of Betaflight. If you want to change the camera settings, just yaw to the right and you'll be in the camera settings. You also get a little booklet, a Cadex booklet, because it is a Cadex camera. It's a Turbo Micro S1 and it tells you everything that you need to know about it here. 600 TVL CCD camera is what it is. You also get a manual, tells you everything you need to know about the quadcopter. You might need your reading glasses for some of this, because check this out. This is absolutely tiny. It really is. Okay. The quadcopter itself is 120 millimeters. It's a unibody quadcopter. The thickness of the frame is 3 millimeters, and I tell you, it's really tough. Indeed, you get this red plastic shell here that protects the top of the components and the camera itself and the lens as well, which is great. You can also, and you will need to take it off, and you'll see it's loose right now, and the reason it's loose is because I'm going to take it off just for you. I need to show you a couple of things. What you'll see is your receiver antenna will be crammed in there and your dipole antenna will be crammed in there. You'll want to pull it out a bit. Now, to get the top part off, unscrew the one screw at the back and the two screws at the side of the camera, and it just comes off like that. It's simple as that, isn't it? The main VTX is a half-board switchable 25 milliwatt to 200 milliwatt with smart audio. It's locked because of FCC laws. To unlock it, you press that white button there, press and hold it, plug the battery in, you'll see a U come up, unplug the battery, plug it back in, and that's it. All the bands will now be open for you, and you'll get the full potential of the VTX. Now, here comes the difficult part. I'm going to run through this quite quickly, so bear with me. Now, to change the band, you want to press and hold the white button for 5 seconds. You'll see a B come up. And when you see that B come up, you press and hold the button for 4 seconds, roughly, and you can change the band. After you've changed the band to what you want to change it to, you press and hold the button for another 5 seconds. You'll see a C come up. That'll be you in the channel section. So you press and hold the button again for 4 seconds, roughly. You can change your channels. After that, you press and hold the button for another 5 seconds. You'll be in your power section, so you can change the power. After that, you can press and hold the button for just over 5 seconds, and it will save all of the settings and exit the menu. There you go. All in one go. If you didn't get that, look in the manual, okay? That's all I can say about that. That was kind of funny, actually. Okay. The main receiver, as I've said before, is a FR Sky D8 receiver, and what what it was stuck, it was quite far back on top of the VTX. I didn't like where it was, and also because the VTX heats up really quickly. What you want to do is, well, what I did was, and it's only stuck on with double-sided foam. I didn't like that at all. What I did was, it was easy to lift off. It was that. It could like fall off. I just put a tiny dab of sugar underneath and pushed it forward just a little bit. The camera does not even touch it at all, so you don't need to worry about that. Set up your transmitter to D8 mode. You want an FR-Sky transmitter or something like this. Put that in the link in the description below as well. Hold the button while you're plugging the battery in. Bind it up in D8 mode, unplug it, and that's you. Then you'll want to go into Betaflight and change all the settings. I must say the default settings in Betaflight are pretty good. They are absolutely spot on. As soon as you bind it up, you can go and fly, and that's it. Now, under the VTX is your main flight controller board, and the main flight controller board is the Mini Magnum F4 with the micro USB port here, so you can plug it in for Betaflight, of course. Mine came with 3.3.2. Most updated ones are 3.5, I do believe they're running Betaflight. But if you head on over to Emacs website, it will have the updated version and also the dump files for the main controller board, because if you mess anything up, then you can just go there and it will fix it all up out for you. You've also got two LED lights at the back here and a buzzer at the side, just in case you get lost in high grass. That's really good. Finally, underneath the main flight controller board, we have the 4-in-1 25 amp BL Heli 32-bit ESC running D-Shot 600, capable of running 2 to 3S batteries. I do know somebody on the forums that has run 4S batteries, but I would not recommend that. The ESC is connected to Emacs RS 1106 6000 kV brushless motors right here. And I'll tell you one thing, these motors are they're really powerful indeed. And they're held on by 3 screws at the bottom right here. Now, what I don't like, why have they put the power leads at the side? This is the first quadcopter in my life that the power leads have came out the side. I have no idea why they've done that. It's connected to an ET30 connector, and it does have a capacitor there as well. Why didn't they hide the capacitor behind the camera? There is plenty of room there. It makes it so awkward to plug in a battery. It is unbelievable. And not only that, if you're in a crash, it is going to yank the cable off the ESC itself. Everybody is using a zip tie and zip tying the cable to the arm like so. But even if you do that, let me get a battery. Like the battery, a 2S battery, okay? And just slide it in. Oh, it's got an anti-slip mat, by the way, but it's rubbish. And you plug it in. No, I don't like it. I don't. It's too fiddly. It really is. It's too awkward to work with. The Velcro strap is no good. It's quite. It does its job, but that's it. The anti-slip mat is rubbish. Simple reason, if you crash, your battery's still going to slip out. I put a bit of Velcro on there, and I also used the Velcro that is on my battery, and I did crash one time, and yes, the battery still slid out. And when I was I put a bit of Velcro on there, and I put the battery on there, and even when I was taking the battery off, the Velcro was coming off the anti-slip mat. It is of no use whatsoever. Not only that, the capacitor has two little metal prong bits right there. I've covered it up with a bit of black tape. The simple reason being, I don't want it touching the frame when I plug in the battery. Something might blow. How would I know? Because I'm plugging in a battery there. No, I don't like that. I'm very sorry, but I missed this out. The main dipole antenna is connected to the VTX with a MMCX connector type. These are the new types that are coming out. They're really, really good indeed. Apart from that, the quadcopter is quite good. It's pretty decent. Camera settings, I noticed that when it's really, really sunny, you can get blinded. I think I need to mess about with the camera settings to get it right. I really do. And not only that, it flies nice if you're just flying about mellow flying, doing loops and flips and stuff like that, it's fine. But if you go max tilt on that camera and you push this fast forward flight real quick, I don't know, but there's a slight wobble. It's just a tiny wobble. You can see it. It's like a vibration that's coming from somewhere. The whole stack is got rubber dampeners at the bottom to help with that, but on fast forward flights, full stick fast forward, you do get a tiny wobble. You can see it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little short clip in where I'm flying slow. You'll see it flies nice. You'll see the flips are good. You'll see the loop is good. But what you will also see is you'll get blinded by the sun, and you will also see that vibration. Now I'm going to figure out what's causing that, why it's doing that. I've checked everything and everything tightened up. All of the bolts and all of the screws are nice and tight, so I don't know what's going on and I don't know what's causing that. Okay, but that'll be in another video. And the video will be what I did to fix it and me just flying it at full blast. But it's a great flyer, it really is. Used a GNB 550 2S LiPo battery. Also used a GNB 650 3S LiPo, and I also used a 550 3S GNB LiPo. Now, those are the LiPo batteries that I used in the quadcopter. I did try and use a bit of Velcro. The Velcro wouldn't stick to the anti-slip mat because the anti-slip mat is rubbish. I'm taking it off. I'm taking it off because I can't even stick a bit of Velcro to it. It's that bad. You go, there is my full review of the brand new Emax BabyHawk R Pro 2.5 inch quadcopter. It is a decent, tough, nice flying quadcopter. I just need to figure out where that wobble is coming from and fix the lighting in the camera. So thanks to Banggood.com for sending me this out. Don't forget to check the link in the description below to where you can buy it from. Thanks for watching this video. Enjoy the flight that's coming up. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, my friends, happy flying.